Hey guys, welcome to a new video, and in today's video we're going to be doing something a little different. Something that pertains more to political compass than to current presidential elections and current politics. So, for the last couple of days, over the last couple of days, I took a political compass test and Ben took a political compass test. If you don't know who Ben is, you can check out his channel in the description, in the link in the description below. But we both took political compass tests, and we both sent it to each other. So I'm going to create a video on who I believe would win an electoral count, and he's going to make a video on who he believes would win an electoral count. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to show you both political compass charts, and then I'm going to do the states in terms of filling them in for who would win. I am not going to do this on who would be a better campaigner. I am not going to do this on who would spend more money. I am not going to do this on who would relate more to the public. I'm going to do this solely based on the political compass charts. So I'm now going to show you the political compass charts. Here's Ben's political compass chart. We're going to kind of count here. He is 4 lines down, and about 4.9 lines in. So 4 lines down and about 4.9 lines in. So he is a libertarian, right-wing candidate, if we were to express it like that. So that is Ben. And here is mine. I am 4 lines down, so I'm the same amount of lines down as Ben, but I am 3.5 lines in. So I tend to be more centrist than Ben does. That is a fact between left and right, but I tend to lean more left, and he tends to lean significantly more right. But one thing we do have in common is we are both below the authoritarian limit. So let's get back to the electoral map here, and we'll move this over for you. So I have this labeled as Democrat and Republican. We're going to call Ben the Republican. We're going to call me the Democrat. So states safe for me are obviously the entire West. New Mexico I'll throw in there. Illinois, my home state, I'll throw in there. Northeast and Mid-Atlantic I'll throw in here. Throwing all these states in here. Am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything. Okay, so now state safe for Ben. Okay. Are these states. Well, now we'll pull this back out. Okay, so these are the states that are safe for Ben. So to start out this, I guess, prediction, I already have a head start of 194 to 153. So because of the huge population in the states that I won, I win a larger majority of electoral votes. These are going to be called our battleground states. I'm not going to call these our swing states. These are our battleground states. States that could be up for grabs if we appealed our political compass more to the large population of area in these states. So, Nevada, with my left leaning, and they tend to be more centrist, and I tend to be more centrist with them, I think Nevada would go for me. That brings me to 200 electoral votes. I think Ben and Arizona both tend to lean more right. They tend to be more rural, less urban, but the Hispanic population is higher. However, I think that Phoenix would use their right-leaning power to give that state to Ben. In Colorado, I think it would be for me for the same reason that Nevada is for me. I think they are more centrist. They can understand the other side of the aisle. And I think that's why I'm going to put them as a Democratic state. Minnesota, the same reason. Missouri, I'm going to give it to Ben for the same reason that I gave Arizona to Ben. And I'm going to give this one electoral vote in Nebraska to Ben as well. I'm also going to give Georgia to Ben. So here now, we're left with these states. These states are states I am calling swing states. These are states that could swing either direction based on the political compass. Now, we see that Ohio has tended to start to shift. Not just Ohio, Iowa, and North Carolina have started to shift more conservative. If you ask me, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania have stayed majority the same, and as has Florida, and Virginia is starting to shift more to the left. So how many electoral votes are shifting more to the right? Well, there are more electoral votes shifting further to the... I think there's actually more electoral votes that are staying the same in the forms of Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Florida that are staying the same. And if we didn't include that, I think there are more electoral votes that are shifting right in these states than shifting left. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to start with Iowa, and we're going to end with Florida. Iowa has, it's just been consistently and considerably more Republican. And not that that'll rub off on Wisconsin or anything, but they have been a bit more conservative, although I think they have stayed the same. But I think Wisconsin would follow in the path of its democratic, thoughts and actions and whatnot, and go more for me. Now, like they say, all these states up here tend to vote with their pocket, meaning whoever would put more money in their pocket would be a candidate that would be most favorable for them. So, in that case, I don't know our specific views on things, but the right tends to be more about the rich and corporations. No offense to right-wing people out there, but the right as a whole tends to lean more towards the corporations. Specific Democratic candidates, I can see that. But the left has always tended to be, well, not always, but in recent U.S. history, it has tended to be less corporation, less taxes, and whatnot. So with that being said, I'm going to give Michigan to me. I'm going to give Pennsylvania to me. But I'm going to give Ohio and North Carolina to Ben, just because of their growing shift into being more Republican. I'm going to give this to Ben. And we're down to our final two states. Virginia and Florida. I'm actually going to give Virginia to Ben. And I said I wasn't going to use, how do I say this? I said I wasn't going to use campaigning, but Ben does live in the state of Virginia, and I think he would know how to appeal more to Virginians than I would, per se. I mean, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 states between us, and I tend to live more in northern Illinois, northern and western Illinois. So the difference between that is significant. But the further west you go towards Illinois, the more liberal you will get. So that's kind of that. So I gave Virginia to him, but I think that Florida would take my being more centrist views into significant consideration over who is leaning more towards the right. So Florida would be basically who's leaning more towards their political party. Am I a alt left, or am I an alt right, or am I more towards the center? Both of us are more towards the center, but I am more towards the center than Ben is, and that's why I am going to give Florida to me. And so I say I would win 294 to 244. His video will probably be up later today. I tried to be as fair, unbiased as possible. It's not easy to do, but I did the best I could. So that's the video. Thanks for watching, and suggestions can be put in the comments below.